Good morning. And for those of you that celebrate it, today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers and you men that have played the role of mother yourself from time to time, as I did following my divorce when my wife decided to let the kids be with me because they wanted to be with me. And so I became Mr. Mom for a while till I got remarried. And anyway, it's another whole subject. The title that I selected for today is Loving and Being Loved Feels Good. I had another title in mind as I came out of the meditation room. However, I changed it after reading and responding to the latest email from my lady friend. The original title was Mother, Father, God, There's a Healing Going On, which, by the way, I think I've used before. The inspiration actually comes from the fact that I went to a poetry group last night, bringing my own poetry into focus. A particular poem came to mind, although that is not the one I even had with me to share. I saw it in a new way this morning, and even more healing. Wait a minute. An even more healing way than the meaning I applied when it was written. While the personal application is always appropriate, we do need to put our lives into the perspective of the bigger picture of what's going on, the timeless movie of the journey of the prodigal sons and daughters waking up to love in this far country to which we ventured in our quest to know ourselves. As I said, I did not share this poem last night. I only shared two of my own poems in full, and one by Shel Silverstein, which was called The Perfect High, which is an interesting poem indeed. I love to share that poem. And I did share my first poem that I wrote in 1977 called Longings, or at least the first part of that poem, which goes, I was all alone, no friend by me, tossed and troubled on life's cruel sea. I wanted to run, but where could I go? I couldn't escape from myself, I know. Flee, yes, flee, I'll follow the sun. But where could I go? Where could I run? Wherever I'd go, I'd still have me, tossed and troubled on life's cruel sea. That came to me pretty much all at once. Right brain stuff. Here it is. Bam, write it down before you forget it. And the poem is called Longings, and it's much longer than that. But anyway, that's not the poem that came to me in the meditation room this morning when I was holding the globe in my hand, as I do, not every day, but as I do from time to time in meditation, sending love to the whole planet and to all of its people, and praying especially for the trouble spots in the world where hell is broken out on earth. Lots of those places are in the Middle East or in Southern Asia. But in any case, the poem that came to me is a poem that I wrote in 2008, 2010. Do I have the title? Hold on a second here. Oh, October 27th, 2009 is when I wrote it. I didn't have that on the screen. But anyway, let me just click this and get it to where it needs to be. I need to broaden that slightly. Okay. It was written after listening to the story of a young lady, but it means a whole lot more this morning because it really is not the young lady's story. It's all of our story as human beings, in a sense, And here it goes. I'm just going to not talk about it, but read it. Good golly, what am I to do? I think I got it wrong. I got caught in passion and ecstasy so strong. Now I have regrets, and God, I feel so guilty. I know I should have waited before I let him jilt me. I know he only used me, and I guess I used him too. Now I think I blew it. He's with somebody new. How can such a pleasure end up as such a pain? If I had it to do over, would I do the same again? Probably I would, God. I remember how I felt. I really thought I loved him, and he made my heart just melt. My body felt such hunger for his kisses and his touch, and I thought he was giving what I wanted, oh so much. So tell me what you say, God, my ears are bent to hear. Are you going to punish me? Have I anything to fear? My precious loving daughter, you're the apple of my eye. How could I ever punish you? My child, I even cry. I feel your broken heart. Your pain, it is my own. What you did was simply learn. Your soul, it now has grown. You have gained in wisdom. Your lesson is not wasted. And every child of mine has come. Forbidden fruit has tasted. Your religions, they have taught you that you have fallen short, something beneath my glory. So here is my retort. I tell you all have sinned. To me it is such glory that my children created pathways of a most amazing story. Each of you has ventured into a place unknown, a world of separation where guilt and shame were sown. You thought you were abandoned, alienation you have felt. Yet I have never left you, even when your heart did melt. I picked up the broken pieces and held them in my hand. Even when you didn't hear me, I said, I understand. Oh, you've shown such courage in your endless search for love. How could I be mad at you when I see from up above? I see the missing fragments that you each left behind as you ventured into darkness, my love again to find. I saw you in your struggles, I heard your awful screams, but you alone determined to remember what it means. You plumbed the depths alone, for that was your desire, and I stood back with loving heart as you stepped into the fire. I watched with admiration as each time that you fell, you stood back up onto your feet, took another step in hell. Oh, my little children, if only you could see the beauty of your sacrifice, the gift you've given me. You taught me more than I could know about the depths of life, about the possibilities of overcoming strife. The beauty of your creation resounds to infinity. Your brilliant star is rising for everyone to see. And you ask me if I blame you for passion you expressed. My little girl, I love you. You need not feel distressed. There's nothing you have done that's worthy of my blame. I bow before your brilliance, for beauty is your name. As you listen to those words, if you choose to listen again, think of it in terms of the little girl being the human race that has ventured into the far country and created hell on earth, literally. We turned a paradise into the hell that we see at the beginning of the 21st century, the century that we're going to see the greatest change the world has ever known. And we're at the threshold and in the throes of that change right now as the paradigm shifts, as the Enantiodromia reverses everything that we've done to destroy and to take away and brings us back to the place of beauty, back to the place of loving passion and life itself with all of its joys. We've suffered a lot on this journey. We've experienced an imbalanced matriarchy and an imbalanced patriarchy. But we're moving into a balance between the masculine and feminine energies, between the human and the divine. And we're becoming our divine self. As Anastasia said in the Ringing Cedars of Russia series, she said, I am man, I am a woman. The first one, man, is capitalized because it signifies the divine human. The human as we were created to be in the very beginning of our evolutionary cycle, of this process of forgetting, of becoming victims of amnesia, as it were, but voluntary victims of amnesia, so that we could forget it all and then remember again, bring back the fragmented pieces that we scattered on our journey, on our soul's journey into time and space, into physicality. Yes, physicality, matter, is the mother, and this is Mother's Day. We are the ones that are the receivers of spirit, or of the energy that appears either as invisible energy or as light, and it penetrates into the darkness of our lives, into the darkness of our culture that we have created with division and with everything. We've done everything backwards and wrong and inside out and upside down. And we've learned what doesn't work. And now we're in a time where loving and being loved is going to feel good again. We've had it distorted because oftentimes, as the poet and songwriter said, love hurts. Well, love doesn't really hurt. What we've called love hurts because it's been possession. It's been misguided and distorted. But when we are willing to embrace the whole, when we are willing to embrace ourselves and each other, the visible and the invisible, the material and the spiritual, when we're willing to embrace it all, loving and being loved will feel good again because it's inclusive and not exclusive. And I'm not talking about sexual inclusivity. I'm talking about spiritual inclusivity, emotional inclusivity, intellectual inclusivity. Sexual, I still see that as exclusive, as not inclusive. I don't want to have sex with the whole world, but I want to feel passion for the whole world. And passion is what led us astray, and it's what leads us home again. The passion of reconnecting with our hearts, the passion of reconnecting with our bodies, the passion of joining the masculine and feminine energies within our own being, and then sharing the love that we feel within ourselves with another, specially, and with others, inclusively, that we can touch each other's hearts and souls and minds and being, and we change the world. We change the world. We gave God an experience that God could not have had without us. The experience of watching us cut pathways and create pathways in darkness, in the illusion of separation, but we were never separate. We were always loved. We were always seen as God's creation. The Great Spirit has always stood back in awe and wonder. Oh, we've distorted that image of God and made God be vengeful like we were. We've created gods in our own image, in our own distortion. But it's coming more clear now for those of us that are willing to see, and even those that aren't willing to see. are feeling the effects of the change on the planet. The enantiodromia, the reverse flow of energy. We're feeling it, we're knowing it, and we're beginning to know ourselves again for the first time. This is Mother's Day. The mother that gave birth to us all is going through her birth pangs as she now gives birth to a new humanity, to a humanity that is loving and being loved. Thank you for listening. Namaste.